Hey everyone, hope you guys are having a good weekend. It's Saturday, right? No, it's Friday right now for me in Canada. And today we're just going to be talking about all of the assets that Collecting Meta currently owns and the utility that comes with them. It's going to be a brief video on the utility because we'll be doing Twitter spaces and YouTube content, specific to these metaverse platforms and kind of give them the justice there where we can really go into the details. But for today, I'm going to talk about exact numbers of these assets that we own, and then just a quick elevator pitch to you guys of the research that I've been doing over the last month. And well, for some of these projects, it's been longer than a month. For some of these newer projects, it's been a week, but I've just been diving in head first. I've had some help from the community, so shout out to you guys bringing things to my attention. So yeah, without being any further said, let's get into it. So the number one asset that we have is NFT worlds. We own 60 of these, and they are there to stay. We will be acquiring more, not in the short term future, just because this is where we're proving the point of diversifying, and it's not because we're any more bullish on a different platform, per se, but it's just coming down to wanting to prove out our new concept at Collecting Meta, which is giving exposure to a variety of different metaverses. So our NFT worlds are there to stay. Some really cool information came out yesterday from ArcDev about some tech infrastructure that NFT worlds has created. It's a software that's open to the public and is going to really allow some of these Web3 gaming projects to utilize what ArcDev and his team have created to just make the onboarding and the crypto integration into their games a lot easier and seamless. So big shout out to ArcDev for doing that. That's a big step forward for the entire gaming NFT industry. So huge news there. Obviously, with a developer like that behind NFT Worlds is a reason why we will never stop being bullish. And we've got all of our previous infrastructure that's already built. Skunk City and all of the real estate is still able to be cross compatible to the new platform that Ark and his team are building right now. So this is just basically the time that we're giving them, room to breathe and do what they're best at doing, which is putting their heads down, building and developing. So NFT Worlds is here to stay, and then the NFT World avatars, we have 52 of those. So 52 and 60. So we're into the NFT Worlds ecosystem with over 100 assets in total, 112. The the avatars, we have quite a few rare avatars that are gonna. The main purpose of these avatars is to yield market shares, like everything that goes through the world marketplace. We're gonna get from a yield from these avatars. A small portion is going to be divided up to anyone that owns an NFT Worlds avatar. And to be honest, that's why we acquired these in the first place. Because once the world marketplace is up and running, and you got all of these transactions happening, it's going to be very valuable to own, a little piece to that pie. So Collecting Meta has 50 plus of those NFT World avatars. Next on, we've got, I've talked about NFT Worlds a lot to you guys, so I'm going to probably get a little bit more excited here as we move on to these other platforms that we've recently acquired. Again, not because I'm any more bullish on these ones, it's just because it's new blood that's in our Collecting Meta, ecosystem for you guys. So let's start first with Cryptoria. So Cryptoria is really new. Well, I shouldn't say they're really new. They just kind of made a splash very recently. They did their land reveal approximately 4 or 5 days ago. That's when I got wind of this project. I did my research. I read their white papers. It's unreal, this ecosystem that they're creating. Not only are you getting plots of land and able to get a citizen that yield farms for you. So just a side note, as we speak right now, we are farming Cryptoria resources that are going to be in some way, shape, or form included in that Christmas airdrop. Now, it's very early. What might be happening is these resources getting converted to the Cryptoria native cryptocurrency and then airdrop to you guys as holders. But we're going to figure out the plan going forward, and that Christmas airdrop is going to include this native cryptocurrency to Cryptoria, which we are mining since day one. Farming, mining, whatever you want to call it, right? We have 21 of these alpha plots of land, so 21 and alpha is the top tier. So from they can yield between 50 to 100 sort of bonus that they come with, and every single one of our 21 is above a 95. I think we have one that's a 94. Then we've got a ton of 99s and 100s. A lot of these citizens that we have that are essentially farming the yields for us. We've got very armored up citizens. They like, this is crazy. So you what I was saying before, not only do you have your own plot of land to yield farm on, you can actually attack other people's plots and have to defend your own plot to the point where they can steal resources from us and we can go ahead and steal resources from them. So what I'm going to end up doing is having a team of community members that are really involved with the Cryptoria ecosystem, who are going to strategically plan our attacks and our defense for our plots of land that we own, because you best believe people are going to be coming after us. I mean, we're a big name in this metaverse industry. Skuxverse and Collecting Meta is just beginning our chapter, right? So Cryptoria, I'm super bullish on. They just have a very, very complex roadmap, and it's some innovation I haven't seen before in terms of the gaming that comes with this, right? And that's what we're all about. So moving on, we've got 6 plots of sandbox. We've got 4 of them are adjacent. That's the word I'm looking for. Where they're literally right next to each other, and on top of it, it's just a box. So it's a 4-way box. I got to confirm that. I'm positive it's a 4-way box, but it could be a line. I'm like 95% it's a box. But yeah, so we're going to be building like a big sort of hangout clubhouse on this 2x2. Yeah, definitely is a box. We're going to be building a big clubhouse for all members of our Collecting Meta to hang out and enjoy some exclusive events. And then we have the other 2 pieces of land which are actually exclusive plots in a prioritized area of the sandbox map. Whatever they call it, the word they have is some kind of status that they come with these plots of land. We've got 2 of them, and we're building a smaller clubhouse for certain utility that comes with those Collecting Meta passes. Will get you access to this clubhouse. It won't be 24/7. At some times there will be exclusive events that are literally exclusive within our ecosystem, not just to our ecosystem. So that means gold passes, royal passes. There might be a little bit of alpha for you guys on certain exposure that you'll get. And then moving on, we've got the other deeds. I mean, we've got 2 of these. One of them comes with one of them's a top 3% rarity out of 100, and the other one's a top 10% and comes with an artifact. There's a lot of unknown utility that comes with the other side deeds. We prepared for that. Basically, what I've told the community, and I'll say it again, is you can't fade Yuga Labs. They're too successful and such incredible pillars in this entire NFT ecosystem, right? So them having a metaverse play, yeah, we're going to own some. But only 2 for now. We're going to look to push that number up once I get some more community input. I've had a lot of input from you guys for all these different platforms. Some of you guys are mainly bullish on like the motherships, so like Sandbox, Essential, and other deeds. But then a lot of you guys are doing your research on the smaller startup projects that do come with previous development, and it's not just a project relying on the revenue coming in. A lot of these projects I'm going to move on to here, they built their gaming platform or graphic rollout before they even minted, which is super bullish because that shows that they're in this for the long haul and for the right reasons. Speaking of that, we'll go to a perfect example, Worlds Beyond. So we've just counted them up. We've got 52 assets from our NFT world avatars. We've got 60 from our NFT worlds. We've got 21 alpha gods. So just doing some quick math there. I should have done this prior, but you got 21 plus 52 is 73 plus so you got 133 so far. And I won't even count the 21 citizens that we also have that are farming on these lands, because they don't particularly have a yield to them per se. They're what is the ingredient for our alpha gods. But the avatars I'm including because they do have a yield coming from that marketplace. Okay, so Worlds Beyond, we're going to get 50 plus. I like to say plus because it's 50 for now, but I'm constantly looking to push that number up. It just has to be the right sort of deal. And these guys, I've had them on a Twitter space before. They really impressed you guys that were on that Twitter space and everybody else that just listened, even if they weren't part of the Collecting Meta community. Well, they are, right? Even if they're listening, they don't have to hold a pass to be part of the community. As long as you guys getting updates and doing your research and just enjoying the metaverse industry, I can consider you a part of our community, right? So all of you guys got to listen to Worlds Beyond and talk about some of their development that they've done so far. But I think the most incredible thing is their graphics, right? Like you look at these guys' graphics rollout. Um, it speaks for itself. It's some of the most like high quality, um, modern looking. That's a good way to put it. You get a lot of these games that know how to appeal to the masses through animation. You know, like in the Fortnite sense, that it just makes the visual person that's playing feel better or look, get addicted. But when you look at platforms that actually show realistic graphic rollouts, whether it's the terrain on a mountain top or the waves on an ocean, Worlds Beyond is that platform, that metaverse experience that we're going to be building in for you guys. So we're going to use those 50 plus plots to merge a mega city, a mega city. Not sure what the name's going to be called yet. We've already got Skuck City, and that's going to stay for what we're doing with NFT Worlds. But we're going to let you guys vote on another name. But yeah, that's going to be where we host a lot of our events and in-game use cases with the Worlds Beyond. But they're releasing in October, so they haven't minted out yet. They've done all of this development prior. That's why I spoke about them when I was going on my last rant, was because they've done a lot of work prior to their mint and continue to do work and make collaborations. They recently collaborated with Llamaverse, which is also a very very big project in the ecosystem and very successful and ran by a really successful founder. So yeah, you guys, that's I'm really bullish on Worlds Beyond. Let's keep this moving because I don't want to be half an hour for you guys. I like to keep these short in case you've got things to do, right? And it's just the essential information that you need to know. So next we'll talk about. So we got 50 of that. I mean, you guys can do the math. I'm not going to slow down and do the math every time. But 50 Worlds Beyond plots coming in. Let's talk about the next platform that actually gets confused with Worlds Beyond quite a bit, but totally different ecosystem, and that's Worlds. That's Beyond Earth. So not Worlds Beyond. Beyond Earth is the next platform we're going to talk about. These guys kind of came out of the bushes when NFT Worlds got hit by the Microsoft news. So I was a little bit wary at first. Nothing to do with what I knew about the founders or nothing. Like I had no sort of reason to be wary. The only reason was because it was almost like a band-aid for those that were really bullish on the NFT world ecosystem. But it turned out not to be that way. I started to get more research done on what these guys are producing, and they're some of the top developers, gaming developers in the industry, I believe, are the founders of this project. So they're not having to go outsource a bunch of work. They're doing it themselves. Very similar to Worlds Beyond in that sense. With Beyond Earth, we technically only have one piece of land, which is pains me to say because to get this one piece of land, there needed to be dozens and dozens of lands that got merged into, because Beyond Earth has a merging mechanism that burns their supply. It's very very creative. So as you merge your plots to make them bigger, you're also reducing the total supply in the ecosystem. And I think they're down to 5,000 if they're not less already. We own the second biggest possible plot, and on that plot we have some of the rarest attributes that come in the game, including like a massive starship battle cruiser that's within like the top 0.04%. And I got to give a shout out to Brian Dips, who is the founder of Naked Paradise. I've talked about his project a lot in Twitter Spaces, just off the cuff because of what I really like about these guys, their culture and everything. And Brian Dips was able to assist us on this purchase. He got into Beyond Earth very early and made all the right merges and came and was able to sell us what we brought from him at his just merging price, because he is a big community member for us. He owns a lot of collecting meta passes and Skuck's first passes in the past, and he gave us a very very good deal, like completely mates rates 300 type of deal, right? So shout out to him. We have cemented ourselves in Beyond Earth. We're going to get huge BEO airdrops, and again, those airdrops are going to qualify for the Christmas big airdrop day. And backstepping once is back to Worlds Beyond, those 50 plots, they're creating a native currency for their metaverse too. We'll be airdropping that to you guys. And how this works is guys, is as long as these metaverse platforms have a native currency with some in-game use cases, then we can airdrop it to you, because we're encouraging you guys to go and enjoy our experiences that we're building on these platforms and using the native currency for that reason. We do not encourage you guys to liquidate this. It's not seen as a passive investment to enjoy cryptocurrency. So, nah, just kidding. No, seriously though, it's designed to be used in our metaverse experiences for you guys. Like, that's why we have the team. That's the backbone to our entire project. We need people owning these, collecting meta passes, that really are enjoying the experiences. Otherwise, this is just pointless, guys, and I mean that. So yeah, moving forward, we've got a really good spot in Beyond Earth, and I'm just super excited for updates I can give you guys with what they're doing. I know that their game is releasing like pretty much alpha before the end of this year, so that's something to look forward to. Moving on, we're going to talk about Arcade Land. I just had a call with the founder of Arcade Land a few days ago. It was 3 days ago now. Really got the inside scoop before I made this content for you guys, and I want to tell you what I'm most excited about in this ecosystem. We have 5 assets already from Arcade Land, and what we're doing with this land we own is we're able to drag and drop pre-built gaming experiences onto this land. The Arcade Land library will be full of gaming assets that you guys can vote on, that we implement into our land. And then with those gaming experiences, you guys are going to be able to go head to head and wager Arcade Land's native currency, right? Now, going one step further, because that land is owned by Collecting Meta, we're going to take a small cut. So let's use an example. Noodler.eth versus DC, both wagering 100 of the native Arcade Land currency. We take 5%. So the winner gets 190, Collecting Meta gets 10. Now, all of those transactions that are happening where Collecting Meta is taking a portion, we're going to accumulate that and airdrop it to you guys as holders of Collecting Meta passes, 100% of that. So there's a quick little concept we're going to achieve there, and I'm very excited for that one. Now, we're going to wrap this up talking quickly about Proc City. Proc City, we own 3 pieces of land in, and we're going to be acquiring more. They are building us an auction house. With this auction house, you guys are going to be able to come in and pick up NFTs for under floor value. That's the concept I want to prove there. Now, if you guys outbid each other, and because the NFTs are rare, and you guys bid each other above the floor price, that's fine. But we're going to be wanting to auction things that get sold slightly above floor price, and proving that how exclusive it is to get in that auction in the first place. So let's say there's 50 of you guys that get into our first ever Collecting Meta auction, and we're listing off, Grey Boys and Gold Collecting Meta passes and Royal Collecting Meta passes. I'll be very excited to announce that whoever the community member that was able to pick up and pick up that NFT would be having it at a slightly discounted floor price, and making the concept of wanting to get into those auctions very, very much proven. So yeah, wrapping that up, guys, I just wanted to break down all the assets that we own, and we're going to be having Twitter spaces with a few more of these founders of these, like Worlds Beyond is going to get on with us. I know Arcade Land is going to get on with us. I'm going to reach out to Beyond Earth. But yeah, we've got a ton of things coming up, developing like crazy. I was going to probably announce this, but I'll just say it on this video too, in case you guys don't see it. But we're going to reduce the supply of where we need to mint to 1,000 before we release all gold passes. So anyone that owns a gold pass is going to get their free Collecting Meta NFTs once we hit 1,000 minted. We're at 700 and something right now. And don't worry about it being a slow mint, guys. I was the founder of Skuxverse that, did over 10 million US dollars traded on OpenSea. We didn't have half of what we minted out right now within the first double the time we're at right now, if that makes sense. So we were at about 2 weeks to a month with Skuxverse when we'd only had a few hundred minted out. We're at less than 2 weeks with Collecting Meta, and we're just about to break 1,000 in these market conditions. That's because we're putting our heads down, we're working, we're getting fire sales on all of these innovative metaverse platforms, and we're really proving concepts left, right, and center for you guys. So with that being said, I got to get back to work. I mean, look how pale I am. this shows you guys I haven't been outside in so long. Now, I played rugby last week. I lost the grand final, so that put a bit of fire in my belly that I needed to get back to work here because I was very gutted about losing that rugby final. And this is just irrelevant. So I appreciate you guys. We'll be getting on Twitter Space very soon this week. It's Friday. Probably Monday is going to be the Twitter Space. I like to let you guys have a low-key weekend. Don't try to make it necessary to catch anything particular, but this being on a Friday, I hope you guys get a chance to listen to it. Cheers. We'll talk soon.